of November 15th, 2022. My name is Jacob.
And I am Abigail. Welcome back to DSN. In U.S. news, prices for fuel keep rising. While customers have struggled with rising prices, oil companies have made billions of dollars in profits. Normally, when there's not enough of something, its prices go up. That has certainly been true for fuel prices, which have reached record levels.
World news, kids everywhere love to play, and they know that a ball is a perfect thing to play with. Now, scientists at London's Queen Mary University report that bumblebees seem to know the same thing, making bumblebees the first insects known to play. Bumblebees were given balls to play with. They would grab the balls with their legs. The bees would flap their wings to pull on the balls, causing them to roll. The 45 tagged bumblebees did this 910 times during the experiment.
In local news, Sunday, November 20th is Kidzona Day at Hidden Lake in Buckeye. Kidzona is an all-day interactive entertainment including music, magic, circus acts, animal encounters, dance acts, and parties. Up-close encounters with large-as-life dinosaurs, interactive maker stations and bubble stations, a petting zoo, bounce houses, and so much more.
Now let's go over to Mila and Layla with This Week in History.
This Week in History. My name is Mila.
And I am Layla.
In 1558, Elizabeth I became the Queen of England, starting the Elizabethan age.
Railroad companies created the first time zones in 1883. Before, different towns used different times based on when the sun rose.
And President Abraham Lincoln delivered the Gettysburg Address in 1863.
See you next time on This Week in History.
Welcome to sports. My name is Malachi.
And I am Rudy.
The Arizona Cardinals played the Los Angeles Rams this past Sunday. Let's take a look at the score. This Sunday, they play the San Francisco 49ers here at home.
The Phoenix Suns were away this weekend. They played in Miami last night, and they are back home to play the Golden State Warriors tomorrow night.
In hockey news, the Arizona Coyotes played the New York Rangers Sunday night. This Thursday, they will be in the Las Vegas playing the Golden Knights.
Fortunately, the Tonopah Valley varsity football team lost their game against Morenci High School past this weekend. You guys played hard this season. Way to go.
That is all for today. See you next time on Sports News.
Let's go over to Mrs. Dirksen and Mrs. Balos with a weekly update.
Hello, everyone. So last week we had an amazing time with our veterans on Thursday, celebrating everyone. Our students had some fabulous essays, and thank you to everyone who was able to come out. On Friday the 18th, we have our turkey trot, so we will be celebrating all day, and we have some really fun activities planned.
And we have great prizes, too.
Yes.
Don't forget the prizes. So we will have, at every grade level, we'll have a turkey, a pie, and a bag of potatoes for our winners for our activities that day. So we can't wait to see who those are.
Yes.
The 18th, we also have Arizona SciTech will be here for another one of our STEM Fridays, and we are super excited to have the partnership with them this year. So this time, the classes that they see will be working with cartography.
Oh,
do you know what
okay.
that is?
I do not.
You don't.
I
It has to do
don't.
with maps and compasses. So they're going to be
Oh.
working on creating a map and using a compass, and I think that'll be a great time for them learning.
Yes, it will be.
Then the other thing we have coming up on December 2nd with PTO is what?
Is our movie night. So we will be showing the movie Home, and parents, you can pre-order your pizza at Papa John's.
So you're going to order that on the link that PTO sent out, and they will have it here for you that night, so you can come for pizza and movie night with your family. But before that, you can even start in the gym with some family activities. With our partnership with SciTech, they're going to be here again on December 2nd for that movie night and start with some activities in the gym that have to do with space, since the movie kind of talks about space and the stars. And so they're going to be doing that too to start with. And then the last thing, I just wanted to really give a special shout out to all of the parent volunteers we've had recently. It's so nice to be able to open our doors. You know, we're closed for so long and couldn't have volunteers in. And so we really appreciate you families for doing that. Our watchdogs have been doing a fabulous job. We have PTO sends in people to make copies. We call them the copycats for our teachers. And I know teachers really appreciate that. I've seen parents in classrooms helping support teachers in different ways. So thank you, parents and families, for the support that you give our teachers. We appreciate you, too, as well as your students.
Yes. Thank you, Mrs. Dirksen and Mrs. Balos. Now let's go over to Ella and Brielle with entertainment news.
Welcome to Entertainment News. I am Ella.
And I'm Brielle.
If you plan to head to the movie theater over Thanksgiving break, there are a couple of new movies you can check out.
First is the installment of the Marvel's franchise, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. As the Wakandians strive to embrace their next chapter of heroes must band together with Nakia and Everett Ross to forge a new path for their beloved kingdom.
Next, if you are a Disney fan, Disenchanted premieres on November 24th. 10 years after her happily ever after, Giselle questions her happiness, inadvertently turning the lives of those in the real world and Andalasia upside down in the process.
See you next time on Entertainment News.
Now let's go over to Maverick with Science Time.
Science time, my name is Maverick. What if your clothing shifted shades from red to green to blue as you moved and stretched? A new fabric could make this possible. The new material changes shades due to something known as structural color. It is caused by an arrangement of surfaces inside a material that can reflect only to certain hues. They didn't even have to invent anything completely new. They were inspired by a technique from a Nobel Prize winner more than 100 years ago. The angle at which a viewer looks at the design, or any structural colored surface, can alter how the light they can see bouncing back. This often causes the colors to shine or shimmer. As the fabric stretches, the dense area within the film gets closer together. That changes the color of the light they reflect. An area that starts out red will now appear green, then blue. See you next week, more science time.
To Ella and Brielle with Fun Fact Trivia.
Welcome to Fun Fact Trivia. My name's Ella.
And I'm Brielle. Did you know that today, November 15th, is America Recycle Day?
This day raises awareness about recycling and the purchasing of recycled products.
Your question for today is, in America, how many water bottles go into our landfills daily?
A, 60,000,
B, 60 million.
or C, 60 billion.
You have 10 seconds to make your decision. You said B, 60 million. You are correct.
That's a lot of waste. Reducing this number can be achieved with water filtration devices and using portable reusable drinking bottles. Reduce waste by repurposing and reusing old items. One of the best ways to do this is by shopping at secondhand stores. Not only does it prevent items from ending up in the landfill, but it also saves you money.
Fun fact, in America, 105,800 cans are recycled every minute.
See you next time on Fun Fact Trivia.
Back over to Mila and Layla with Word of the Week.
Welcome to Word of the Week. My name is Mila.
And I'm Layla.
This week's word is approximate. Approximate is an adjective that means nearly exact or correct. Here's how it can be used in a sentence.
The approximate distance between New York and California is 3,000 miles.
See you next time on Word of the Week.
Now over to Maverick and Miranda with the joke of the week.
Hello, and welcome to Joke of the Week. My name is Maverick.
And I am Miranda.
So, what's your joke?
How did the pilgrims clean their clothes on the Mayflower?
I don't know, how did they?
Tide.
Great joke. If you have a joke and would like to tell on the news, please have your teacher email to Mrs. Webb. See you next week on Joke of the Week.
Thank you, Maverick and Miranda. That is all for this week's episode of ESN.
See you next week.